Welcome to the Park Snacker Pod, your source for Disney Parks news. I am Matt, and I'm with my co-host, Katie. Katie, how's it going?
Hello. It's going great. I have been in just the most fantastic mood today.
Oh, good.
It's been great. Even though it just started raining randomly, which I didn't think it was supposed to rain. I was like, you know what? That's okay. I'm in a great mood. So it's a great day. How are you?
I'm doing well, too. Doing well. I think both of us are in much chippier, better moods than last week.
Yes.
Last week we were both very tired, and I don't even remember why we were tired. But yeah, this week has been good. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the new Thor: Love and Thunder yet, or no?
So no, but I was supposed to see it last night. We even had our tickets pre-bought and everything like that. But instead of going to see Thor last night, I bought a car.
Oh,
so
there you go.
yeah, I got myself a brand new car. It's my first actual big kid purchase, and I was super stressed out, and now I am just so happy.
Yeah.
I haven't had a new car. I've literally been driving the same car for almost 12, 13 years or something like that. So I'm ready to have a nice car.
You saved a lot of money over those years, so that's
I did.
Yeah.
I know. What's not fun is having a car payment again, because I haven't had one of those in a long time.
But now you're going to be happier every time you go out on the road. You're just going to enjoy life.
I know. Well, the craziest thing is I was so used to my older car that I didn't realize how bad it was. But it got to the point where my AC wasn't broken, but I couldn't tell it where to blow, so it just kind of blew out randomly, right?
Yeah.
But that was fine. It still got cold. It still got hot when I needed to. And then this is pre-Bluetooth or anything like that, right? So it's fine. I had an aux cord. Well, then the new iPhones don't have an aux port anymore. So then I had the aux cord with an adapter. Okay, well, the adapters are crap now. So for the longest time, I've literally, if I don't want to listen to the radio, I've had to listen with drive with headphones on.
Oh, no.
So being able to actually connect my phone to the car is life-changing.
Yeah. You probably have Apple Play, right?
Yeah, Apple CarPlay. You got it.
Yep, it's awesome.
It's really, I feel so fancy. The random bells and whistles that I never thought was a thing. I can literally change the color of the uplighting that's in my cup holders.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? I don't know, but it makes me really happy. It's blue today. It might be purple tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, it's been fun. I was sitting at work all day today. I actually went into the office, and I was like, I don't want to sit at my desk. Can I go work from my car? Because I just want to sit in my car.
Yeah, you're going to be going more joy rides now. The trips to the lakes. The lake is going to be better.
I know. We're going up on Friday, and I'm like, this car ride's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Mostly because, Nick hasn't driven it at all. Even when we test drove the car, it was my car, so I was always the one to drive it. But, he's going to get a chance to drive up to the lake, and that means I get to actually play with all the buttons that I can't play with when I'm driving. So,
yeah,
I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, try to, what I always like to do is, they give the manuals, but the manuals are just there's probably so many things in there that I don't know about my cars that I should know. But I always go to YouTube, and I just okay, things to know about my vehicle, and they they list off in our vehicle, one of the coolest features is because it's it's a 3-row seater, and there's an option where you can actually what's the word I'm looking for? A microphone throughout the car, overhead speaker, where if you need to talk to the people in the back, you can just if you need to voice your a loudspeaker. It's a loudspeaker. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So stupid things like that.
So yeah. Well, the thing with our car is both of our cars, Nick's and my cars, they're still fine. They're both on their last life. Is Nick's car way more than mine. Mine still has another couple. I don't know. It has some life in it still. Nick's car, not so much. So we haven't been in the situation where we needed to buy the car immediately. So we've probably been car hunting for the past 4 months or something.
Yeah.
And we finally settled on, I got a Hyundai Tucson. We settled on that one probably a month and a half, almost 2 months ago probably. But since we had time, we were super specific on okay, but I want this feature. I want this color. So it was really nice to be able to get exactly what we want.
Yeah. If you're not
we there's so many different perks that I would never have thought of, that since we've had so much time, we were able to look into what all the cool things I could do. So
yeah, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I think that segues into what this, you know, one of the only topics we have today is if you ever go to Disney World with your new car, you'll be able to find it easier with a new option in the My Disney Experience app, which we'll talk about today, the Car Locator.
Yeah.
So,
what else we got up?
yeah. So, you know, guys, this week, well, again, Katie, congrats on the new car. It's always great purchasing something new like that because you just feel accomplished and it just makes life so much better, easier,
I feel like
makes
such
you
an adult.
happier. Yeah, you're an adult now. So, but yeah, this episode is, I don't know if it'll be short. I think Katie and I are going to have some good conversation. We literally only have like one news article to really talk about. You know, this was a slow week for Disney. You know, I think they were kind of focused on not only the Disney Wish kind of doing their initial media voyage. Now the maiden voyage is coming up, I think, today. I think today's the maiden voyage. But then Marvel Avenger Campus is now open over in Disneyland Paris, so there's a lot of media going out for that. So there hasn't been too much local news. When I say local, I mean Walt Disney World or Disneyland. So, but today we have some, you know, a couple fun topics. I'm going to be doing a bit of my trip report, pre-trip report planning for September. I have some fun updates there. And a couple other quick topics. And then we got a question in a few weeks ago, but this was like a question that definitely would need time to discuss. And I think today's, finally like the perfect day to answer this question.
Yes.
So we'll go into that. But before we do, got to talk about our sponsor, Park Snacker, which is a new and free mobile app for all Disney fans. You can rate, review, and discover over 60,000 menu items at Walt Disney World. You can connect with your friends to see what they're snacking on. You can browse menus, create custom lists, and so much more. So head over to parksnacker.com today to download the app, available on iOS and Android. Again, go to parksnacker.com today to rate and review what you eat and drink at Walt Disney World.
And keep your stomach happy.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a different place for it because, I don't know, I'm never satisfied.
What I'll try to do is I'll make what I say better somehow where it'll flow easier.
It just doesn't flow as well, yeah.
Yeah, where it'll flow into.
We'll have to think about that. It's a work in progress every week. We're going to get it down by episode like 900.
Yeah. Well, you know, speaking of the app, you know, one of the first quick topics we have today. Today is the first official day of the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. So last week we talked about the menus. Was it last week? I can't even remember anymore. I think it was a couple weeks ago, right?
It was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago because they released the menus 2 weeks ahead of time.
Okay. But yeah,
last week we talked about the Disney Springs food stuff.
Oh, that's right. Was it? No, Disney Springs was... Anyways, regardless, we talked about the food and wine. So what's cool is, you know, finally I had the time. All of the menus are now in Park Snacker. If you want to easily view them, go to the main menu at the bottom, click on Epcot Festival Hub, then go to the food and wine section. You'll see the complete list of every menu. It's going to include all the, you know, the returning menus, the brand new menu from the Fry Basket. There are a couple of other returning menus. I think Coastal Eats was the only one that wasn't there last year that is now back this year, if that makes sense. It's not a new
but it's a returning menu, after a hiatus.
Yes, correct. It's after a hiatus, because when I was adding it into our system, I did not have that menu. So I'm like, oh, it's been gone for a bit. So
nice. That's a good one too. I like that booth. That's the one that has like the shrimp scampi dip. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's I think a shrimp scampi dip, and then oysters. What is it? Oysters
Rockefeller.
Something. Yeah, oysters Rockefeller. Yeah. So, and the good thing is, we carry over the ratings from the previous year. So you'll see all the returning items with the ratings from last year. So you'll know what people thought about them, you know, again, last year. And then maybe they'll be the same this year. Who knows? They could change it up. But
it happens.
So yeah, you could do all your planning there. I'm ready to go in now because, you know, I need to create my list of what I need to do. I need to rank, okay, I definitely need to try this, this, and this. So that's what I'm excited to do, is create my custom list in Park Snacker. So,
are you going to create your list before reviews start coming in, Or are you going to wait to see how things net out, or kind of a mix of both?
I'm going to start doing it before, because I already know a lot of the stuff that I definitely want to try just based on what I'm seeing. But definitely reviews are going to influence me of whether I'm going to try stuff or not. So, it's going to be a work in progress until the day of. So
nice.
Yeah. So, I have a couple other pre-trip report planning for September. But Katie, there is one thing that I need to mention, and I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I saw it. Don't worry, I saw it.
Yeah. So I'm actually pretty upset by this.
Aww.
The iconic Twilight Zone Tower of Terror billboard. I don't even know if I would call it a billboard. It's like a
monument.
Yeah, it's like a monument sticking on World Drive, It's, you pass it all the time. It's the big Hollywood Tower, Tower of Terror that's sticking out of the middle of the highway. And then it has the cart in the front that used to swing back and forth. And actually, like a month ago, it was swinging. Someone had a video of it actually swinging. Maybe they were making sure that, it worked, or they were just doing it one last swing. But it's being permanently removed. There's already bulldozers out there today to take this thing down.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, it has been up there for a really long time. I remember being... I don't know how old I was, but I still have vivid memories of when I was a lot younger. Was it? I don't know when it went up. 98 is when I was like 10 years old. I don't remember if it was 98 or 2003, one of my early trips. But I still remember it. I'm like, oh, that's like the coolest thing. You just see it swaying back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone. I don't know. What do you think of this?
It's sad. I don't know. Maybe I don't have as much nostalgia to it. It's a cool sign, but I feel like the past few times I have seen it, it hasn't been moving for like years. Yeah. So clearly there were some issues, and honestly, it probably just wasn't worth the upkeep for it. But I don't know. I get that it's sad, but I almost kind of feel like people are just looking for something to be upset about.
I don't think people are upset. I think so for me, I think it's kind of like nostalgia for me, because I just remember like growing up, being on like the buses and like seeing all like the cool billboards that Disney used to have, which is like they don't do anymore. And I think that's just like a relic of like the past, that it's like, oh man, it's like they don't make stuff like that anymore. Like Disney doesn't like do like fun stuff, for like their new rides. Like, show us, for Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, like, I don't know, was there like a fun billboard anywhere? Like, there was nothing,
I don't know. Yeah, that's true.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, there was nothing,
Well, it's all media focused. It's all digital these days.
Yeah, I totally get it. But, I think it's just like, it gets, when you're going on a trip, you're just excited. Like, when you're getting to the park or getting to Walt Disney World, like, you used to come in on the Magical Express. Now, whether it's like, on Mears or whatever, you're coming in the Walt Disney World and you just see all of these fun billboards coming up, and it's just like, oh, I can't wait to ride that. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I remember they had one for Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter back in the day, and it still got me so excited. But
oh man,
yeah. So to me, it's just a little bit of a bummer. I'm not like mad or anything like that, but it's just
It's just an end of an era.
End of an era. Maybe that means they're getting ready to make it Mission Breakout.
Don't say that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We just got a Guardians ride. What do we need a second one for?
I don't think they're going to do that. I hope
not.
No.
I've heard Mission Breakout's great, but like...
No, the Tower of Terror is now like the icon of like the park. Like if you see Disney, like... It is. It's not the Chinese theater. It's it's Tower.
The Tower, Hollywood Tower.
Icon. They use it for all promotional things for Hollywood studios and everything. So, anyways, little thing we are losing. So, but that's okay.
It's okay.
So this is so I'm going to mix a little bit of news with some pre-trip report planning. So fun stuff for me. So if you're a DVC member, I don't know how many people in the audience are DVC members, Disney Vacation Club members, but there was a restriction that Disney had put on after the pandemic started. So every year, a member gets an allotted amount of points, however many they paid for. And you can use points from like the previous year if you never finished them. You can use it from your current year. But if you want, you can borrow points from the next year as well. And, it'll help you get your vacation you want, whatever you want to do. So what happened was after the pandemic, they restricted how many points you could use in the next year. So they only allowed you to use up to 50% of your points for the next year. So long story short, without going, into a lot of details, we were at a point where, like I said this in the past, my father-in-law lets me and my wife and my sister-in-laws use the points, and we all kind of divvied up. So we were at a point where we were borrowing points from next year. So that means, we couldn't, we were stuck. We couldn't do what we needed. So we decided our trip coming up in September, we wanted to add on a day, mostly because flights from a Saturday to Saturday were so much cheaper compared to a Sunday to Saturday. Like it made more sense going to Disney early than paying this ridiculous the flights were insane. So we had we booked a studio over at Copper Creek in the Wilderness Lodge. At the time, it was just going to be me, my wife, and our daughter. And we were like, okay, that's going to be fine. Just the three of us. But ended up, now my mom is coming in that same day. She was going to come in on Sunday, but now she's coming in Saturday. So we're like, we wanted the little bit of extra room only because Cora goes to bed kind of early, and we just wanted to, have the extra space. But unfortunately, I couldn't get a one-bedroom anymore because we were just out of points. So what I'm getting at is, yesterday, Disney reversed the restriction on points, and now you can use however many points from the next year. So nice. I just use a little bit of extra points to get a one-bedroom at Wilderness Lodge, but instead of Copper Creek, it's at Boulder Ridge. So now that first night we have a one-bedroom villa at Boulder Ridge, which we are super stoked about. So
that is awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was even a thing. I'm not DVC. So I know very little about it. So when that news came out, I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even know that was a thing in the first place. So, but I'm glad to see like a real life application of why that is such a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, to us, it's not like it's definitely not a big deal, but it's like, oh no, now we have points that we couldn't use, but now we can. So,
that's cool.
But yeah, so that that was exciting, and now we just will have a little bit more space. We could put Cora in our bedroom where she can sleep for the night. We can hang out in like the living room and stuff like that. I did put us on a wait list for Copper Creek, for the one bedroom Copper Creek, just because those are newer and a little bit nicer. So we were and for whatever reason, it was one less point to use than Boulder Ridge, which I didn't quite understand because I'm like, why is Copper? Yeah, I'm not sure. So, but yeah, so that's a little fun thing that's happening on a trip. So
nice.
So yeah, now food. Let's talk about some dining. So in 4 or 5 days, I'm gonna have to make sure I get my day right. I get to do our advanced dining reservations. So I wanted to talk to you what I'm thinking and get your thoughts because I know you're really big on table service.
I mean, if you're going to go to a table service, you got to make it worth it. So, yes, in that case, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, a lot of the stuff what we're doing, again, my mom and sister are coming. They haven't been in so long. So, I wanted to gauge their interest, see what they wanted to do. So, my sister is a bit of a picky eater. Sorry to say that, but it's true. My mom, my mom was with us for like a month and a half, and I learned that she's actually kind of picky too, so not as much. But so we wanted to make sure we picked restaurants that had like things that they would want to eat. We couldn't do anything like too crazy. But first off, we're gonna do breakfast at Whispering Canyon Cafe. I feel like if we're at Wilderness Lodge, we got to make use of it.
Love it.
I love Whispering Canyon. I haven't been in 9 years now, but I remember when we had breakfast there. I loved it. Have you ever been to Whispering Canyon?
Only for dinner. We've done dinner there twice now, and I'm obsessed. But I've never done breakfast. It looks fantastic. So fully support this decision. Fully support.
Yeah, it's really good. The skillets are great, and I still hear great things about it. That the food quality is still awesome. So
yep.
So that's the first morning, and then that day we're checking into the Grand Floridian. And to keep it simple, I've heard such good things about the Grand Floridian Cafe. I have never eaten there before. Have you been?
I believe during my DCP, when I worked at Disney, I went to Grand Flo Cafe on New Year's Day with my roommate for like a random brunch or lunch or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So yes, I don't remember it much. I only remember it because there's a photo of me there. But it was good. It was pretty. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't remember too much. So I do hear great things about it though.
Yeah, I hear it's fantastic, and being at the resort, we want to make sure we try the restaurants over there and stuff. So, and then so the next our first park day is Epcot. So what we're planning on doing, we plan on doing the morning, like getting there early, and getting as much rides as we can done in the morning. Just because food and wine booths aren't open yet, especially when I was there last week, we got so much done in the morning, and just nothing was open in World Showcase yet. So there's just no point in really walking around there. So the plan is, we want to do, Epcot in the morning, and then get the earliest reservation for Rose and Crown that we can for lunch. Then after lunch, just dip out of the park for a couple hours just to go back to the resort, rest, but we're also going to be tending to see what our daughter does. We're not really sure how she's going to be in the parks, but we want to stop somewhere. So we're going to go to Rose and Crown. We were thinking about that or Coral Reef, but Coral Reef we thought would have been fun with the fish and for coral and stuff like that, but there wouldn't have been a lot of food options for the other people in my party. So I was like, my sister had she really liked the menu at Rose and Crown. So I've never eaten there before. I've heard people always say try to get there for fireworks if you can get a seat around fireworks time. We're not doing that because there's really good patio seating. We're definitely going to try to be indoors just to get out of the heat for a bit. So. Have you been to Rose and Crown before?
No, I haven't. I always forget about it, to be honest. I feel like I never do table service at Epcot because I'm always there during the festival. Mm-hmm. So ballsy move for you to have a table service and try to eat a bunch of stuff at the festival. But
that's the thing. So we're gonna really save the festival stuff for the evening.
For the evening, so I think that makes sense.
We're gonna take a break. Then we're gonna come back a couple hours later, say 3 or 4. Then the rest of the evening is just going to be touring World Showcase and really trying the different options and stuff like that. And we plan on doing Enchantment Enchantment Harmonious that night. Harmonious. Yeah, we're going to try Harmonious. So we really want to spend the time doing that. So I think that's how we're going to split up our day.
I like it.
So yeah, we're going to do that. And then the next day we have Hollywood Studios. I was trying to think. Going to Hollywood Studios. We're going to do something similar. We're going to get there in the morning. I think my wife and my daughter are actually going to stay at the resort and just kind of hang out that day. Just because there's really not much for kids. And, my wife, she's definitely one that would rather just relax more than really be at the parks. So I think that's what's going to happen. And then when we're kind of done, we're going to, in the morning at least, we're going to go to Beaches and Cream. We're going to head over to the beach club and go over there to Beaches and Cream, get some lunch and stuff like that. So that's the plan there. And then later that day, we'll, either take a break, see how things go, and then come back to the park at night and kind of finish things off. So we're really trying to, at least for me, I think we're going to try to take park days, but our breaks in our park days. But I don't know how my mom and sister want to go about because they don't go as much as me. So I'm like, guys, if you just want to stay in the parks all day, go for it. But
yeah,
I can't roll like that anymore. So
no, I highly reco nap time for adults on Disney days for sure.
Have you eaten at Beaches and Cream before? I've never been.
I have not. No. Okay. I tried to get it during our February trip because we were staying at Beach Club. I didn't try very hard. But yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't. I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is my next option, because I told you we are on a wait list for the Beach Club. So I thought I want to do both of these anyway. And I'm like, well, if we switch over to the Beach Club, it still works out anyways that we have these reservations.
Yeah.
So Wednesday is going to be a rest day, like no parks at all. I actually forgot to add one in here. So that morning, I really want to do Topolino's for breakfast.
Nice.
Do the character meals. I heard breakfast over there is awesome. It'll definitely be like the biggest expense that we probably have we want to treat everyone while we're there. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Finally check out the Riviera because I have not been over there. So yeah, try Topolino's. Have you done Topolino's yet or no? Okay.
Nope, haven't. I want to. That one does look really good.
Okay. Yeah, we're excited for that. Well, hopefully we get it. The backup is going to be Ohana. Like we're going to try. I was like, all right, well, if we can't do that, let's try Ohana breakfast. I've never done that before. And at least Lilo, I don't know if Lilo's, I can't remember what was the
I think it's just Stitch.
I think it's just Stitch, right? Yeah.
Well, maybe it's Lilo and Friends or just, I don't know.
I can't remember either. Yeah.
I don't think it's Lilo.
Yeah. So, that's going to be, rest day, pool after that, and then we're going to do Disney Springs in the late afternoon to evening. And then my mom loves, like, the Irish culture, even though we're not Irish. She just loves the culture. So we want to do Raglan Road. So
nice.
I've only gotten drinks there, but, we're excited to see the entertainment and stuff. I've never eaten there before, but I've heard good things. So
it's really good. I've eaten there a couple times, actually. Like, even recently, I went there in February. I think we went there May 2021. Like, we're big Raglan Road fans. For the entertainment's really good. The drinks are really good. And the food is very good.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Can't wait to check that out.
Yeah.
And then Magic Kingdom is the following day, and my sister really wants to eat at Be Our Guest because she's a huge Beauty and the Beast fan, favorite movie growing up. She just really wants to see the inside of that. So I think we're going to try to do like a lunch for that because I heard breakfast is like not so great, so I think I'm just going to wait until like lunchtime for that. So.
Yeah, I haven't done Be Our Guest since it turned to the prefix menus, and I've heard mixed reviews on it. But I was also like a huge Be Our Guest stan for quick service lunch. I did that, I don't even know how many times because the quick service lunch was so good. Okay. But I haven't been back since it's been prefix because anything that's prefix is like, it doesn't speak to me because we typically don't either.
Yeah.
Like that kind of, I don't know. It's just not, that just doesn't speak to us. But the setting, the environment, fantastic. Be Our Guest is great. Beauty and the Beast was my favorite and growing up and still is. So it's breathtaking inside there.
Yeah. No, we went in 2013 for dinner and it was awesome. Like it was really good, but that was a long time ago. So lots have changed since then. And then last, Animal Kingdom is our last day, and we are going to get Yak and Yeti reservations. I've only done the quick service, and my wife and I love the quick service. So I can't wait to try the table service portion of it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to, too. I love the quick service.
So good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Yak and Yeti, too.
Perfect. So that's the plan. I think priority is definitely going to be Topolino's. That's like top priority, and then Be Our Guest after that. Then probably Beaches and Cream, I guess. I don't think the others will be too hard to get. So, and the good thing is because I have such a long stay that, luckily with Topolino's, it is kind of like halfway through my trip, so I shouldn't, hopefully it's
that's what I was going to say. You shouldn't have any issues with Be Our Guest, hopefully. I'll knock on some wood here.
Be Our Guest, thankfully,
You shouldn't have too many issues with that since it's a longer stay. Obviously start backwards is my suggestion for you. But good luck. And I know it technically opens at 7 a.m., but when I tried to do it for us in February, I was on at 6:05.
People are saying 6.
And I couldn't get anything.
Yeah. No, I
So.
think it's 6 o'clock because
I would be on very early.
Yeah.
Because they'll open it up before their official open time.
Yeah. I was doing some research recently, and a lot of because I asked some travel agents like dining questions, and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to go at like 6 a.m. I'm like, okay, I guess,
Yeah.
so it opens.
It's not 7 anymore. It's definitely 6, if not earlier. Be ready.
Yep. So
nice.
With that, those were all the quick topics. Half hour into the show,
quick. Super
but that's
quick.
okay. So let's get to our one news topic.
Yes.
For today. So there is a new app feature coming to the Disney parks. It is a new Car Locator feature being added to the My Disney Experience app, as well as the Disneyland app. This is going to launch at Walt Disney World this summer and later this year over at the Disneyland Resort. So this is the Car Locator is a complimentary feature that uses location technology to find and save your parking details. It's available at the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks, Disney Springs, Disney Water Parks, and ESPN Wild World of Sports Complex. It's super easy. All you have to do is open up the My Disney Experience app, tap on the Car Locator card on your home screen, or you can use the feature within the main menu. After that, just follow the prompts to enter your parking information, choose to enable location permissions on your device, and the Car Locator can help fill in the details for you. And then when you're ready to leave, return to the Car Locator for your parking information. So I assume that, when you're at your car, Disney's just going to prompt you with a bunch of stuff, and it's going to, give you details on it. There have been no screenshots yet of what this looks like. But, hopefully, is this something that people have been asking for? I don't know. But, Disney's always working on different things in their app because some people have said, well, they need to fix other things.
Yeah, I was going to say, God forbid they fix anything that's broken, but hey, here's yet one more thing that won't work.
Yeah,
okay.
And my thing to say, because, I've worked on a lot of stuff for development besides Park Snacker for my real job, and there's always so many people working on different portions of an app or like a website. And, they're just told, hey, we want to add this. So they're in charge of just building this feature, and then a team is in charge of implementing it, and then it goes into the app. Those people are probably not in charge of what's happening on Genie Plus if something's broken there. So I assume, that's the situation there.
That's good perspective because I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
I just got super sourpuss about it because I'm like, okay,
no.
one more thing for this app to crash on.
Yeah, with an app like My Disney Plus, there's definitely so many, even for my job, I have a big part of, part of what we do, but it's, when I say grand, it's like, I guess it might be grand everyone else, but it's
like
very
the new NASA photos.
yeah, from the James Webb, yeah.
So much more.
But it's just a very tall or a very small amount of work, that I that I do. So, anyways, but I've never parked at a resort before. We are renting a car, which I've mentioned. We'll see if I need to use this at all. I'm definitely going to use it just because, hey, why not?
Right.
So, it'll be, this should be fun. If people really get lost, they wouldn't have made this feature if people didn't want it. Disney.
I guess so.
Disney does a lot of research, and they send a lot of emails with surveys that people take, and I'm sure that there was somewhere in the research that they were like, hey, people have no idea how to find their cars. After all these years, 50 years that Disney World has been open, people don't know how to locate
still
their
losing
car.
their cars. So this is my beef with it. And I one that I learned literally yesterday when I bought my new car. A lot of cars have this feature in them. New cars literally have a location service in them. Side note, whatever. I understand you want something Disney-fied. But one of my most favorite things to do when I park, and especially, so it stemmed from when I was working there, I'd go to the parks, and my parents are big Disney people too. Every morning I go to a park, I just text my mom where I am and send her a picture of the Aladdin sign or what have you, right? And so I feel like that's easy enough, and Why wouldn't I just take a picture of my spot? I don't know. It's fine. My favorite part about this, and maybe I'm just being very nitpicky and jaded, but like, I love that they had to clarify that this was a complimentary feature. Like, thanks, Disney. You're really throwing us a bone there with this free thing.
Oh,
I know.
It's fine.
I know. It's fine. It just was funny that they had to specify that in this app where everything save Genie Plus is free, or Genie Plus, like, hey, but this is also free. I don't know. It just seems silly that they had to clarify that.
No, I hear you. You know, this will make people happy. You know, I'm sure there's someone out there that's, you know, super excited. I'm still going to try it because it'll be it'll be good to know exactly where I parked my car. Yes. You know, it'll be good.
I agree.
So
I agree. I wouldn't not use it. Okay, sure. I'm sure there was a survey with someone saying, I lost my car.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Of all the things that they could be doing, this is what they chose. Okay, I like it. It's cool. I like it. It's a good feature. In the grand scheme of impactful changes, I'm way more emotional about taking down a sign than adding an app feature.
That's true. Yeah. But that is that's the one piece of news we have today. Okay. So that is it for Disney. All right. Well, shall we get to the question of the day?
Yes.
So our good friend CJ at the Weekly Mouse sent in a question a couple weeks ago. Sometimes we'll ask for listener questions on Instagram. And she wrote, very simply, keep, change, or remove something from each park. So Katie and I listed out here, some of the things. So I want to kind of go out of order. I'm going to start with Epcot, Katie. So why don't you go first?
So I have troubles with Epcot, right? Because it is in the very midst of complete revamp. So I had to really think about what I really wanted to see out of Epcot, because I know a lot of things are changing, and I think for the better. I think the biggest thing that I thought of is I just want more countries represented. I think they have a lot of space in the showcase that they could do more with, right? And I get that they have all of the festivals, and that really helps with the booths. But even just like expanding on the booths to not just be food, but like have different merch from the Australia booth and have different merch from whatever other ones, right? Like, I thought that would be fun to just expand on the countries. But like I said, I understand Epcot's a work in progress right now, so it's hard to say really what I want to see. Definitely more shade, which in the renditions looks like we're going to get some more shade. But yeah, I'm interested to see the final product. I definitely want them to update Spaceship Earth like they said that they were going to. I just don't know what that's going to look like. But I think that Spaceship Earth needs to stay, but I think it does need some work.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think you kind of hit a cool point where I'm really not one for merchandise, but I think there is a small missed opportunity to like attach to a food booth, like on the side, someone just selling like some kind of merch from that country.
Or like have like, it doesn't even have to be a merch, right? So like a lot of the pavilions, all of the pavilions have the history aspect too, right? Like put up a sign about the history of Australia. I don't know why Australia is the only one that I'm thinking of right now. I'm literally blanking on everything else. But like Spain
cool country.
Or India, like have a couple signs explaining some cool architecture in India or explaining the history of what have you. Like, I think it doesn't even have to be sellable merch, but I think you could definitely do something else.
Yeah, maybe explain like why this food is important to the culture or something.
Right, the history of the food. Tell me why I love those cheesy bread balls so much from, oh my God,
Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try them again this year because last time I had them, they were not good. They were garbage.
And then you're gonna hate me because I keep telling you to eat them.
No, I'll try them again because people rave about them. So,
I know.
Cool. So for me, for Epcot, I think Mission Space needs to change to something else.
I agree.
I still think though that it's fine being a space themed attraction, especially now that they have the Space 220 lounge. I think that's a good area to have like kind of space stuff, and I really like like where our future is going with space travel and stuff. So, it just doesn't bring in the crowds like it used to. Like there were usually just very short waits for those rides. And if you really want to like get down the time, the wait time for Test Track or something else, I think they need something there. And, the green portion is just not that fun where you're traveling around. It's kind of lame. Orange is just too intense for riders. Unfortunately, I can't do it. It's just, I can't handle that G-force. But I think what they could do is like another simulation type ride, whether it be Star Wars or whatever new technology that they have. I'm not saying do Star Wars, but I meant like Star Tours.
Yeah, Star Tours. Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought like a cool ride would be like, okay, you're a colonist going on a spaceship to Mars, and you travel, just like they do the deep hypersleep when you're going to Mars for mission space. Like it's the same thing, but then you get to Mars and you're just flying around to seeing where people already have cohabitate and stuff like that. What's already been colonized, take a tour around Mars itself. But, I think like that would be more fun than what it is now. That's just me. Like I still think simulators are fun. Like, I still like going on Star Tours, but
just not an actual centrifuge.
Yeah, just not an actual centrifuge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, and especially if they do like a few different, like Star Tours, you don't know what you're going to get each time you go. It's just like, it's not just like a one and done thing. So
yeah, I like it.
That's my idea. So,
I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Hollywood Studios first. Okay. I will go first this time. Okay. So I guess this isn't really like a keep, change, or remove something. I just thought of like a fun idea. That
it's a bring back.
It's bring back, like kind of change, I guess. But I have no idea. I don't think this could even be done at all. Like I'm not even sure. But I think what would be really cool is, imagine, you have the train in Magic Kingdom. Imagine you had like a backlot studio tram that acts like a train, just going around the park, talking about the different areas and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know how. I don't think. Well, I know they're never going to do this, but like, I just think that would be so much fun. Just like traveling around on like, it could even be a trolley or But I think like a backlot studio tram, just kind of taking a tour around Hollywood Studios would be like a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I like that. I could be down.
Yeah. Okay,
I like it. I don't know how it would work, but we can figure it out.
No, it wouldn't work at all.
I don't know. I have beef with Hollywood Studios these days, right? Because the whole park just doesn't really make sense anymore. I think it needs a whole reimagining again. Like it's just a hodgepodge of a bunch of Disney IP at this point. Like you have Toy Story Land. Yeah, like, and I love it. I love Toy Story Land. I love Galaxy's Edge. I really do. But like, it doesn't feel like Hollywood vibes anymore because you got rid of the backlot tour. You got rid of the Great Movie Ride. Like you got rid of all of the Hollywood-esque aspect of it, except for shopping on Sunset Boulevard. Like, I love it. I do. And I love the Hollywood vibe. But I just feel like it's not like giving us the vibes it used to. It just doesn't make sense to be Hollywood Studios anymore. Like, I think it just needs a new look. Because I like everything that's there, but it just doesn't. Also, get rid of a couple of the stage shows or like revamp them a little because they've all been the very same for a very long time. Looking at you, Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Because I'll never. Well, now that I have a daughter, maybe I'll go. But like as an adult, I never went to Little Mermaid. I never did Beauty and the Beast. Maybe once in a while I'll do Indiana Jones. So.
I think it just needs some work. I love the concept, but I think I don't know. I think something's missing, or it's just not being tied together very well.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I think it definitely has an identity crisis.
Yeah.
But who knows what they'll be doing anytime soon with that. So.
Yeah. It's definitely like just the park to throw things at that you want to that don't fit anywhere else.
Yep. Yeah. I'm curious what the next big project for that is. I mean, I know we have like a restaurant coming to Hollywood or to Toy Story Land, but it's like, what's the next big thing? So
yeah.
All right. I just have to speed up these next couple too, so we'll go a little bit faster.
Okay.
What do we have left? Oh, Animal Kingdom. So why don't you go first for Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom is perfect. Joe Verdi is a god, and he did everything right when he was designing the park. I know everyone's biggest beef, including yours, to spoil it, is the Dinosaur Land, Dino Land USA. That being said, do not get rid of Dinosaur, the ride. It is my #1 favorite thing in the entire universe. But I do agree that the area itself probably needs a revamp, and especially now that they check out Primeval World, like, it seems that they're setting up to revamp it, which I think is cool. I don't like the carnival vibes. Like, I think it's very silly. You never see crowds in Dino Land at all, which, on the other side, is pretty nice because there's never any crowds in Dino Land.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, I mean, the original plan of Animal Kingdom had like a mythical creatures land aspect to it, right? So, like, yeah, you get kind of get that in Pandora, but you could still do a dinosaur theme, but make it more, I don't know, more Jurassic Park, but probably not live dinos.
Yeah.
But
I think like, to me, Dinorama just, like you said, what I had wrote, Dinorama needs a revamp. The whole, there was no one there. It's just like, it's just wasted space right now. It absolutely just needs to go. I definitely don't want them to get rid of Dinosaur. I love that ride. I think Dinoland USA is a cool theme. I think it just needs like a zhuzh. Just like, Fantasyland, there's new Fantasyland. It just needs a, bit of a revamp.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get that soon.
And I do think that we're working on that because now, I mean, there's a gigantic empty space where Primeval World was. So I think we'll get it. The other thing I had to say on Animal Kingdom is I understand why the park closes early for like the animals and everything like that, but like, I feel like the park hours on Animal Kingdom are kind of weird because, maybe the park is open until 7, but Rafiki's Planet Watch and a lot of the quick service close at 3, close at 5, maybe not 3, but close at 5. Like, I feel like the hours of Animal Kingdom aren't always either clear or it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to keep the park open till 7, keep everything open till 7. But if you want to close the park at 5, fine, but like, close the park at 5.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it's usually open until 8 now, which is good. So
cool.
Anyways.
But Rafiki's Planet Watch will still close at 5.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it, the inconsistency.
Yeah. It's all good. Hopefully they'll come back with later hours at some point because they were doing like 9 o'clock at one point. Because I need to see Avatar Land,
and they will
Pandora
because and they do late hours and stuff. It's just the availability of food and experiences and stuff don't go late into the evening, regardless of how late the park is open. So, and again, we're being very nitpicky. The park itself is fine.
Oh yeah, park is great. It's my favorite park. It's awesome.
Yes, same.
All right, so let's do this last one real quick.
We have the same, pretty much. Thing,
I think it's the same. Yeah, better table service options. I never really have much of a desire to eat at any of the table service options, and I don't know why Diamond Horseshoe and Liberty Tree Tavern have the exact same menu.
Yeah.
Like, why do they have 2 table services serving the same food? I just don't understand.
And they're, like, really close to each other.
Yeah, right next to each other, pretty much.
It doesn't make any sense. I agree. I think, in general, Magic Kingdom needs more diverse food options. Like, all of the other parks have really great diverse food options, but all of Magic Kingdom is pretty much the same, right? It's all very theme parky food. And it's fine. It's good theme park food. But you're right. It just needs something else, a new table service, a new theme kind of thing like that, right? Like, we go to Pecos Bills all the time because it is different, like, than your cheeseburgers and what have you.
Yeah,
chicken fingers and fries.
And hopefully we'll see that. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, but great question, CJ. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks, CJ.
Yeah, but that is it for this episode. So I got to get going. But Katie, where can we find you?
Oh, you guys come hang out with me at Magically Mootsy over on Instagram and on Park Snacker. I blanked on my name for a second there, which is not good, but I'm at Magically Mootsy forever and always.
Yeah, so find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Park Snacker. Find all of our links at parksnacker.com. Make sure you download the app because, Food and Wine is coming up. You're going to want to see what people are eating and drinking and, planning for your trip as well. So, all right, that's it for this week. And Katie, until next time, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.